Hello guys, by the way, my name is Fahid Manalundong, and now we're gonna give an example of inverse function. So what is an inverse function? So in mathematics, the inverse function of a function f is a function that undoes the operation of f. So the inverse of f exists if only if f is bijective and if it exists. So it is denoted by f of -1. So let's give an example. For instance, f of x is equal to x squared plus 8. So we just need to make f of x is equal to y. So y is equal to x squared cubed plus 8. So so the next step is we just need to exchange the value of x and y. So becomes x is equal to y cubed plus 8. So the next step is we just need to transpose the 8. So it becomes x minus 8 is equal to y cubed. The next step is we need to cancel out this cube. So it will become, just need to square root, cube square root both sides. So becomes cancel. So y is equal to cube x minus 8. So f -1 of x is equal to cube square root of x minus 8. And that is the answer. That's all. So now let's move on to a piecewise function. So in mathematics, a piecewise function is a function defined by multiple subfunctions where each subfunction applies to a different interval in the domain. So piecewise definition is actually a way of expressing the function rather than the characteristic of a function itself. So let's have an example. For instance, f of x is equal to 4x plus 5 where x is less than 2 and 3x is minus 8 where x is greater than or equal to 2 or greater than to 2. So to evaluate piecewise of function, we just need to find the value of f of -2 and f of 2 and f of 5. So the first is f of -2. The next step is we just need to find where -2 is corresponds to these two. So f of -2 is in this it corresponds to the 4x plus 5 because x is less than 2, so it corresponds to this range. So we just need to exchange the value of x to -2. So f of -2 is equal to 4 multiplied by -2 plus 5. So it will become -2 is equal to -8 plus 5 is equal to -3. So this is the value of -2. is the f of 2, which corresponds to 3x plus 3x minus 8 because x is equal to 2 or greater than 2. So f of 2 is equal to 4, no, 3 multiplied by 2 minus 8 is equal to 6 minus 8 equal to negative 2. So this is the answer. Next is f of 5, which is corresponds to the 3x minus 8 because x is equal to greater than 2. So just need to 5 multiplied by 5 minus 8 is equal to 15 minus 8 is equal to 7. That is the answer. So that is how you evaluate piece of wise function. Being exponential equations. So to solve exponential equations without logarithms, you need to have equation with comparable exponential expression on either side of the equal sign. So you can compare the power and solve. In other words, you have to sum bases to some power equals to the same base to some other power, where you set two powers equal to each other and solve the resulting equation. So for instance 3 over x plus 2 is equal to 9 over 2x minus 3. So the first thing that you need to do is we need to find the square root of 9. So square root of 9 is 3 squared is equal to 9, so that it will have a same base. So 3 over x plus 2 is equal to multiply 3 squared multiply to the 2x minus 3. So the next step is we just need to multiply the square root to the powers. So 3x plus 2 is equal to 3. 2 times 2x is equal to 4x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. So if we have the same base, the exponents must be equal to each other. So it will become x plus 2 is equal to 4x minus 6. So the next step is we just need to minus or subtract x to each side, then add 6 to each side too. So this will be cancel, then it will become 8 and 3x is equal to 3x. So the next step is we just need to divide both sides by 3, cancel. So x is equal to 8 over 3. And that is the answer. And that is how you solve exponential equation. Next is solving rational equations. So a rational equation is a type of equation where it involves at least one rational expression, a fancy name for fraction. So the best approach to address this type of equation is to eliminate all the denominators using the idea of LCD or least common denominator. By doing so, the leftover equation to ideal with this usually either linear or quadratic. So let's have an example. For instance, let's say 5 over 8 minus 3 over 5 is equal to x over 10. So we just need to find the value of x. So to solve this easily, we just need to find the least common denominator of these 8, 5, and 10. So for instance, let's find it. The need to find the divisible by 8, 5, and 10. So for instance, 8, 16, 24, 32, then 40. That is the 8. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, so on, and let's have 40. And the 10, 10, 20, 30, 40. And these are their common denominators, least common denominators. So we just need to, first step is we just need to multiply this by 40. So the next step is we just need to divide 8 to 40, then multiply by 5. Then it will become 25. The next is 5 divided by 40 is equal to 8 multiplied by 3 is negative 24. Then the next is 10 divided by 40 is equal to 4 is equal to 4x. So we just need to solve this. So 25 minus 24 is equal to 1 4x. Then divide both sides by 4 and cancel. Then x is equal to 1/4, and that is the answer. And that is how you solve rational equations. So lastly is solving rational inequalities. So a rational inequality is an inequality which contains a rational expression. So the trick to the dealing with rational inequality is to always work with 0 on one side of the equation. Rewrite the problem if necessary to obtain a 0 on one side. Example, let's say x minus 3 over x plus 2, and it is equal or greater than 0. So the first thing we just need to do is to make a line number. Then just need to find the value of x minus 3 and x plus 2. Then the first thing is x minus 3 is equal to 0. So let's solve, and it is equal to x is equal to 3. And then x plus 2 will not be equal to 0. So x is not equal to negative 2. So we just need to put this on the number line. So this is the 3 and this is the negative 2. So x plus 2 is not equal to 0 because it is our denominator. Just need to. So the next is if we let's say 4, we need to we just need to make this state true. So let's have an example on this side, on the 3 and infinity. So this is what you call the positive infinity and negative infinity. So for instance, let's say 4. So 4 minus 3 is equal to positive. Then 4 plus 2 is positive. So if we divide this, is it equal to positive? Then in the between negative 2 and 3, let's say 0. So 0 minus 3 is equal to negative, equal to, and if we say 0 plus 2 is equal to positive. So if we more divide these two, it will become negative. So the negative and to infinity, let's say negative is equal to negative, then negative plus positive is equal to positive. I know this is become positive because if we say the negative 2 plus negative 3 is equal to positive. So if we divide this, is equal to positive. I'm sorry. If we say 2, it will give a negative. Yes. This become negative. And that's how you... So let's erase this. So the next step is we just need to put open dot to negative 2 because negative 2 is not equal to 0, our denominator, and then close dot to the 3 because it can be equal to 0. So now we want the fraction to be greater than or equal to 0. So we just need to shade this part. Let's use the other pen. Shade. So in the other side to the left. Just need to shade. And then the next step is just need to that region and the region to the left, that solution in interval notation is going to be negative infinity to negative 2 parenthesis because it is a open pen circle, pen dot, and then universal union, then it is a bracket 3 to positive infinity. It is a bracket due to this close dot. So it is expressed the same answer using negative x minus negative 2 universal bracket 3 then positive x. And those are the two ways in which you can express your answer. This. And that's how you solve rational inequalities. That's all.